So today's agenda is I've been excited about this one, uh, since I first came up with the idea to do it. It's all about Google Docs. And we're going to go into some pretty advanced stuff with Google Docs. I'm I'm fairly certain that most of you know the basics about Docs, um, but we're really going to dive into some features of Google Docs. And the first thing I'm going to do is I'm going to create a new document. And um, so the first couple of things on the agenda are, some, well, I call them cosmetic things. And because I really enjoy a document that looks good. And so that's kind of the first thing we're going to get into is we're going to talk about, how to format your document. And then there's this is which is what's called styles. And we're going to go into styles and how you can change your styles. So the first thing I'm going to do is I've been needing to make an unwrapped document template. And so this is something Brandon and I have been working on, and I was like, I need a template for this. And we actually make unwrapped documents for tech skills, so I need a template for it. So I'm killing two birds with one stone, and I'm gonna actually create that template live and then for this webinar. First thing I want to do is I'm going to go under the insert menu and the table menu item, and you can insert tables into a document, and I'm just going to insert a table that is 2 cells wide and just 1 row high. And in the first cell, I'm going to put the title. Yeah, I had a dyslexic moment there. And I'm just gonna mouse over this cell divider right in the middle, and I'm gonna move it over to the right a little bit because I want more space for this one on the left. And under the title, I'm gonna put a subtitle, and I'm gonna put domain and cluster. Oops, I need subtitle again. It went to normal text. So I want a domain and a cluster listed under each one. And then over here, I want a graphic. So I'm going to go to the insert menu, and I'm going to choose image. And there's a lot of different ways you can find images. You can just search the internet, search the web here, and find images on the web that you could use. Like I can just go school and it will find some images, but you do have to kind of be careful. In this instance, this is something that's going to be publicly accessible, so I'm not just going to pull something off the web that I might violate some steal somebody's IP or something. But I do have something in my drive that I've already selected for this. So I'm going to go to drive, and I'm going to go to my drive, and I have an images folder and icons, and let's see, it's probably that one. Teamwork 1. I have this folder. I've downloaded all these icons from a website I've found. And I love these icons, and I want called Teamwork 3. It's way down at the bottom. Here it is, Team 3. Okay, so that's what I want it. I'm just going to select it and then hit insert. And it's going to put that icon in my document for me. But it's a little too big. It's bigger than I want. So I'm just going to grab the corner and shrink it down some. And then I'm going to go up here and right align that document because I want it over there basically. And then one of the things about using this icon is that I have to provide I have to give an attribution to. So what I'm going to do is just center this, center the text. Okay, there we go. And then just kind of move that cell over the way I want it. So I have to do do this, and I am going to use the footnote feature. I have all the text right here that I need for that. And so I'm going to go under Insert menu and hit footnote. And it's just going to put a footnote at the bottom of the page for that icon. This icon is free for me to use as long as I provide that attribution for them. All right, so the next thing I want to do, all right, so I want to grab everything. I'm just going to start in the lower right here and just grab everything. And I love doing this trick. Is I just when you're in a cell, you get this little arrow in each cell that you can change line properties for the cell. So if I grab the whole table and then click on the little arrow, I can then click on this one. This shows all the boxes and all the dividers selected. So I'm going to hit that, and it's going to select everything. And then I'm going to go up, and I'm going to change. This is you can change the line color. You can change the line style. There's not too many, but you can also change the line thickness. And one of the options is 0 point. So it actually makes that table disappear, which is what I want. Okay, and then I'm going to go. All right, so we've done title, subtitle. I'm going to go to heading 1. Let me grab some typesetting text here. So I'm just going to paste some text under heading 1. I'm going to do heading 2. And paste that text again. And then I'm going to go heading 3. Now, notice with this heading, with this style, it did an indentation, which I kind of like that. But that's heading 3 is indenting it, and I want the text under heading 3 to be indented too. So I'm just going to grab, this is what I'm interested in right here, this little icon area. And what I'm going to do is I'm going to grab that bar at the very top of it, and not the, no, I'm not going to do that. I'm going to grab the arrow, not the bar. I was doing that backwards. And I'm just going to grab that and drag it over, and you can see that blue line goes all the way down my page. So I'm going to line it up with heading 3, and now any paragraphs that are underneath heading 3 are also indented. And another thing I want to do, I'm just going to go highlight that also. I'm going to highlight that paragraph that I pasted in here, and I'm going to go over to the right and grab the arrow icon, and I'm going to push that in a little bit so that not only is it indented, but the right side of that text is all it's got a wider margin on it. So because that's the way that's just the way I want it. All right, so now let's talk about these styles. I don't particularly like this style because for one, heading 2, the color of heading 2 kind of, I want it to match that the colors that are in this icon. I want to use those colors. And so for heading, so the first thing I'm going to start with is my title. And the title is, the size is fine. It's a 24-point font. The size is fine. I'm going to go and kind of maybe pick a different, experiment with a couple of these different fonts. And, oh, I like that one. Nunito or something like that. Okay, so I like that. That's the font I want to use for my title. And the size is still fine. But I've changed that. So now I go up to title. I hover over this arrow that's on the right-hand side next to the title, and I can update title to match. So now if I do some more text, let me just and I highlight that and change it to title, it matches title up there, what I just set up. So let's review that. So I changed the title and I got it the way I want it. I went to title, hovered over the arrow at the right, and hit update title to match. And I was like selecting all the text, but all you have to do is have your cursor within the title, and then when you go to update title to match, it finds that. But you do have to, your cursor does have to be in the section that you want. Now, here's the subtitle, and I actually want it, I'm going to use that same font. What was that font called? Nunito. So I'm going to go up here. Oh, it's in my recent fonts list. So I'm just going to change